Hello guys, and welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Now today we're taking a look at something I picked up from buye.jp. They're basically a service in Japan that you can order watches through, such as Amazon Japan, Rakuten Japan, and a bunch of other websites. They have a bunch of Seiko watches, and they pretty much have everything in stock. And I got this SKX. This is the 009, the Pepsi version. For a really good price. I found this for like $140, and considering there's a drought and a lot of the sellers on eBay and these sellers on other forums and such are kind of hyping the prices up to like $240, $250. I bought this for $140 from buye.jp. Now I'm not sure if this seller has any more left, but you can definitely take a look at the link down in the description below to buye.jp. A great service. They ship it from the seller to buye. Buye ships it to you EMS 3 days. Pretty good deal. Anyway, let's see what I'm wearing today. So today I am wearing actually the Oceanic Arif, as you can see here. Very nice homage of the 6105, which was just released by Oceanic Watches, which is a pretty nice watch, I must say. I have been getting a lot of use out of this, and it's really nice. The quality control is very good on these models. They're actually waterproof, and everything functions as it should. Now, let's get into the Seiko. So this is actually the SKX009C, or the international version. So it's basically the same thing. You just get an international warranty, because this did come from Japan. So here is the box, as you can see here. And there is the SKX009. Now this is the one on the rubber strap. I've never owned the one on the rubber strap before. Only the Jubilee bracelets, and I'm pretty surprised. It's not that bad. Of course, inside was all the tags and your booklet as well. Typical Seiko box there. Let me get this off of the pad. And here is the SKX009C from buye.jp. Let me just shake it here. The good old Seiko shake. And there she goes. So if you're not familiar with this watch, we'll go over some basic specifications first. So the SKX009 is the Pepsi styled version, while the SKX007 is the black version. And the only difference is the color codes, and that's pretty much it. Now, this is probably Seiko's best-selling model, and they've actually recently been discontinued, confirmed by a couple sources that are actually dealers for Seiko. So these are discontinued, but I don't think the supply will completely dry up, although the prices will go up. As you've seen, the prices are like $240 compared to like $180 like a year ago, so it's kind of crazy. But I did get a really good deal on this one, so I was really happy about that. Anyway, that's a solid 316L stainless steel case, polished on the sides of the bezel. And it is brushed on the top of the 22mm lugs here. Now, this watch is an ISO certified diver, so it does have 200 meters of water resistance, safe to take diving, swimming, or whatever you want to do with it. So no worries there. In terms of case thickness, we are looking at about 13mm. That's including the Hardlex crystal. In terms of lug-to-lug distance, which would be from here to here, we're looking at about 46mm, so it's very wearable for most wrist sizes. And my wrist is 6.5 inches, so it fits just fine. Now, it does have the Hardlex crystal, like I stated. It's basically a hardened mineral crystal, and it can scratch if you're really rough with it, of course. That's just what it comes with. We do have Lumi-Bright markers, nice hands, an arrow-pointed minutes hand, an opposite-ended lollipop second sweeping hand. And the lume on these is very good. We have your Pepsi insert here. And your crown is located at the 4 o'clock position, which some people like. I personally like it. It kind of stays away from my wrist. The crown is screwed down, of course, just a plain crown. Now, the strap that comes on the SKX009C is the rubber strap. I've never had this one before. So you have one keeper here. Then you have the Wave logo here. I think that's pretty cool. The case back of the SKX009 features that nice Wave, and it is screwed down. It does state some basic specifications. Of course, your serial number. Does state the water resistance as well. Very simple stuff. They actually do state the movement, which most of you guys probably know is the 7S26, and it's also completely polished, very high polished on the case back of these. So the 7S26 is basically the movement that was before the Seiko NH35. It does not have hacking and it does not have hand winding. So it basically goes with the motion of your wrist, which winds the mainspring. However, it's a very reliable movement, just as reliable as the NH35, although we don't get the hacking. It doesn't really matter to me as much. I really like the aesthetics of this watch, the solid steel feeling. It's not a light watch, but I'd say, you can feel it on the wrist. Now the bezel action on these is usually pretty good. You have a coin-edged, polished bezel, and the bezel action is pretty smooth on these models, I must say, with minimal backplay. And most of these do not line up. I mean, it can line up if you just squish it a little bit, because there's a little play there, but on a lot of them the chapter ring is misaligned. If I get you in real close here, this one looks pretty good actually. If you can see that. This one I don't think is really misaligned there. Now getting closer in on the kind of dark blue dial to match this blue color on the bezel. We do have Diver's 200 meters printed. We have a day and date function on this 7S26 movement. Seiko Automatic is printed below 12. We have a loomed pip on the rotating bezel as well. Now the crown has integrated crown guards here, as you can see. It's pretty easy to unscrew. I'll go ahead and do that. So the crown is unscrewed and free now. And I'm going to pop it one position. We can flip through the day and the date. We have a Spanish and English, day of the week, whichever you want to choose. And then we can pull out to the crown to the final position and we can set the time. Most people know this watch already. I just wanted to kind of get the one on the rubber strap to see how it feels. But everything functions as it should. And the strap itself is actually pretty comfortable. I like these grooves here. They're pretty comfortable on the wrist. It looks more like a real diving watch, in my opinion, than when it's on the Jubilee bracelet. And just for the sake of it, I'll get you an loom shot right now. So I'm going to zap it with the flashlight for about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. And the loom is, wow, the loom is really bright. This one's good. The loom is always bright on these models, though, just as the turtles and such. But as you can see, you can't really mess with Seiko Lumibright. That's some good loom. Ah, there she is on my 6.5-inch wrist on the rubber strap. The rubber strap isn't bad. You have a kind of brushed buckle there, solid stainless steel. You have your one keeper. And as you can see, my wrist is 6.5 inches. It fits nicely and firm across. So, yeah, the SKX009C, the international Japanese version, or the version that's sold in Japan. This isn't the made in Japan version. Do not get that confused. This is just an international version that comes out of Japan. But it's the same exact watch as the standard SKX009. And let me get it off and we'll finish it up here. So the SKX009. Now some positives and negatives. Some negatives, these watches are going up in price like crazy. Also the obvious, people say they should have upgraded this to the NH35 instead of those new Seiko 5 series watches, which are 100 meters water resistant. I don't believe they're ISO certified, and they're kind of ugly. A lot of people really don't like those new models that they came out with. I think this is the one to get if you want an SKX. This is the true OG SKX now, I guess, since it's discontinued. And I believe the prices will go up even more. That's just my opinion. But of course, a lot of people mod these things like crazy. They put bezels, they put sapphire crystals, they put the NH35 in here. That stuff costs money, you know, it's not cheap. You're going to spend like $400 or $500 total, you know, including the price of the actual watch. So I like to keep mine stock. I think they're fine. They get the job done. It's a good watch for work. It's a good watch to go to the beach with. It's a good watch to go on vacation with. And I really love the Pepsi color. A little more than the black color. The black kind of reminds me of a Submariner too much. But this reminds me of the GMT, which, you know, is like a $10,000 watch now. So, or even the new one is like $20,000 on the Jubilee. Although it's not a homage watch, it obviously takes, you know, little hints from Rolex, as you can see here with the Pepsi bezel, and, you know, a little bit, but not much. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this watch down in the comment section below. There is some helpful links down in the description. If you have not subscribed already, please do subscribe. You can find me at watchaddictchannel.com, at watchaddictchannel on Instagram. I really hope to see you guys in the next video. Definitely leave a like. Also, leave your comment, guys. Let me know what you think of the SKX. Do you think the new replacement's good? Do you like your standard SKX07 and 09s? What do you think? Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.